Sup, my wonderful motherfucking cunts. Here on the 6th episode of the Zombies Workshop. This time we're joined by Madgaz and Flathead.
Hello.
Flathead is a screwdriver, so he's not the Phillips head, he's the Flathead. It was a last minute thing, so I have nothing written down for Flathead. Had someone else planned, but he's a no-show, but we won't talk about that.
No, we should talk about that. That's the whole point. We should talk about it.
Should we?
Nah, no, we shouldn't.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Alright, so I wanted to start off with you, Madgaz, since...
Shit. I'm not prepared for this. I'm not
So-
wearing a suit. Is this like...
You made Fabrik Der Untoten, right?
I did, yes.
And you're now making Atonement.
I am. That
Are
is
you
correct.
atoning for Fabrik?
What? What the fuck does that mean?
The Fabric's a
Am I
fucking wonderful map.
Fabrik was horrendous.
I mean, it may look horrendous to like
Yes.
to like your new standards, but it played really fucking well,
Mm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, well, so yeah. I suppose it played fairly well. I had the whole 2-door fucking routes through each area and shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I had a good what do you call it? Because Triarch used like that whole three lane strategy type thing on most of their maps. So I think I kind of had that in Fabrik to try and make it flow well. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely flows well.
Well,
When
the
that shit
tournament
came
kinda
out,
keeps. Huh?
I remember when that shit came out, like first when Mod Tools was a thing, like publicly,
Yeah.
because I never got the alpha because I wasn't part of that shit back in World at War. Started in BO3.
Same.
But that was like the map. Like Fabrik was the map.
Yeah, well, it was the only completed map, and it was weird because when I was making it, we were just in the alpha Discord. Not just Discord wasn't even a thing back then. We were in the alpha Reddit thing with Triarch employees and like the devs and stuff like that. And we were just spitballing back and forth changes to make to the tools and that. I mean, I was just some random guy who didn't have a clue. Like all these guys are inputting all this shit. Like, oh, we need to make these changes. We need to make these changes. I was like, when I load up a prefab and if I exit the prefab while right clicking save, it crashes my map. What do I do? And they're like, well, don't do it. I was like, okay. So these are the little fixes that I was trying to get them to fix, and these other guys are adding these big, massive fixes in. So anyway, as I was making Fabrik, when I was making the map, I was just like plodding along, no real time span of what I was going to do with it, when it was going to get released, and literally, fucking out of nowhere, they're like, boom, here is the tools to the public, and we were like, everybody in the Reddit channel for Mod Tools at the time were like, holy fuck, they've just released these tools to the public, and they're still in beta version. They're not 100% working. So there was a few people that had a couple of maps in the works, and I was one of the only ones who had Fabrik not complete to any standard. It was really not complete. And Zeroy was like, well, it looks pretty good, so you might as well try and finish it up and release it just to show something that you've actually been working on in the time of having the alpha. Since I wasn't really a big scripting guy, I literally just had my few models to showcase, and that's not really a massive achievement to showcase a few models. And this map was literally on the verge of being complete, and it was kind of Zeroy pushed it. He went, just release it to show something that you've got something released on the tools as they are now public. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So Nate Smith jumped in with the scripting, and we literally blasted that thing out. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is today. It's rushed. It is rushed, but back then, I still thought it was amazing, and I was a dickhead about it as well, because I was like, yeah, this map's amazing. The detail in my map's amazing. You need to put detail. But now I look in the map and think, holy fuck, it is horrendous. Some areas are just like a box. Why did I even bother? Even when I dragged it into Atonement to use it as a skill, because Atonement is exactly based off it, it's bad. It's really bad.
I think we're all like that. Like when we start out, like, fuck, this is good. You get better. It's like, how did I think that was good? Am I fucking retarded, cunt?
We are retarded. That's how we do things. That's how you evolve. But then you've still got those guys, I ain't naming names, who will continue to release stuff that is still at their standard that they made years ago. They just
you need to have the self-awareness of...
Yeah, that's it. They're not like, they don't know like, oh shit, that was bad back then, but what I'm making is good now. They still think what they made back then is good. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand how people work.
What about you, Flathead? How did you get into Black Ops 3 modding, mapping, all that shit?
Back in the day, I used to watch these. This is gonna be completely unrelated for like 10 seconds. I used to
Yeah.
watch these Nazi zombies in real life videos, the classic for like Black Ops 1 and shit like that, before like Black Ops 2. And when I found World at War mod tools, I decided to make a Nazi zombies in real life map for World at War. It was garbage. It was shit. So when Black Ops 3's mod tools came out, I freaked the fuck out, man. I was in high school and I like ran home as fast as I could, like, and skipped class and just ported my map over to Black Ops 3 and proceeded to spend the next literal 2 years making this map and ended up canceling it because I just got so fucking tired of it that I ended up hating it. Worked my ass off, and it was huge, man. Like 6 different areas, and completely fucked it. And that's my own fault for that.
Yeah, everyone.
But I still love the tools.
Everyone I talk to who wants to get into mapping, I always tell them, don't even make a map first. Just make a fucking,
Nope.
just remake a scene or an image, because
Exactly.
you will want to start with making the biggest, the best map that's ever existed, and then 2 years later you realize, well, this was a mistake.
Yep. Yeah, hit the nail on the head right there.
I think it's good to just practice and start very small and expand from
Very
there.
small. You get these guys who come in and they're like, oh, I'm making a map. What do you think of this? And you're like, well, it's just gigantic, big block rooms. It's got no meaning to me to show me this. Yes, if you've done maps before and you make a block out stage, I can understand that. But the new guys that come in, not hating on them at all, because everyone's got to start somewhere. But like Virgo says, start small. Start small, and you project from there. Like, for instance, let's say, for example, Grit. I started Grit. I was literally just making a scene. I wanted to make an industrial-style scene. I based it off some sort of image I found online. I started making that, and I thought, yeah, I'll expand it a bit. I'll expand it a bit more. And once it got to a certain size, I thought, right, fuck it. I'm going to make this a small map. I know my limitations. I did it with the Ochilon. I had this big, massive idea for the Ochilon to be this big, huge map. And it wasn't too bad of a map. It's not my greatest achievement, but always start small. I always say start small when you're making maps. Just like you say, make a scene, detail it as best you can, make it look as realistic and as close to the concept art that you use.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what was your inspiration for Atonement?
The fact that I made Fabrik Der Untoten and it was bad. And I realize I can do a lot more now than what I did back then, and I thought I owed to myself to kind of go full circle, Fabrik being my first map and Atonement being my potentially last map, and I wanted to be a full circle of closure. Like, that's where I started and this is where I ended, with the same style map, because it is the same map essentially. The layout is very, very similar. It was literally, I dragged the map from Fabrik, put it into Atonement, and just rebuilt it, redesigned the whole thing. There's a lot of areas in Atonement where you look at it, you're like, holy shit, this is from Fabrik. Like the speed cola area, the zone where there was part for the flogger trap or the flinging trap that I had. That's exactly the same layout. There's a little extras in there, new pathways, but that area is exactly the same as the starting zone, exactly the same layout as Fabrik is, and the office as well. There's lots of areas that are all the same, and I would love it if people, when they play the map, to take screenshots of Fabrik and Atonement and compare them and send them to me, just because, that'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, but those tunnels you've made is fucking mint. I've tried making tunnels many times. I'm terrible at doing tunnels, man. I'm fucking cancer at it. But you've done it so well, like, holy shit. And you got, like, actual variance in heights in the tunnels, and it goes off in crazy angles, and it's like, hell yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that took me a while, because I hate mapping off the grid. It's my pet hate. I just cannot do it. I physically can't map off the grid. And I was talking to Jaybird, and it was when we did the Christmas maps, the Christmas contest maps for You Always Win. And his map had like crazy angles with the terrain going off to different spikes and stuff like that. And I was thinking, fuck, if I could do some shit like that in my Atonement map, it will make it be different. Because outside the map, above the map, on ground level, it is fairly boxed in. It is fairly square to the grid. And I thought, mines, if you're digging a mine, you're not digging a mine in a straight line. You're just digging where the fuck you can get to. So literally all it is, I wish I could show it in Radiant, but it's just 4 terrain patches, a wall, there are 2 walls, ceiling and a floor, and I just dragged it out, stretched it to where I needed to be, angled it slightly, and then I just filled it with fucking rock models. That's if you just fill it with rock models and some debris and some wood and shit like that to make it look cool. It's really basic. It really is basic. You can do it, Virgo. I'll show you one day.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what to talk about with you, Flathead, because you're like a last minute thing. Do you have any interesting mapping stories?
Well, can we talk about like at the last stream that you were at when I was on the tools?
Oh yeah, how's that
How I
going, by the
told
way?
you.
That whole scene.
Oh, I haven't done any progress on it. Schoolwork's been catching up with me, but fucking hell. I'll just tell it as quickly as I can here so we can get on to
No,
it.
dude, take your time, mate.
I'm on my stream, right, and I'm doing mod tools, setting up a scene that's like a Japanese city, or not city, it's a village up in the mountains that's like super high up, a sort of die-rise, that's the right word, a sort of die-rise map, right? And he says like, oh yeah, just do this thing to put down grass textures, and just paint them on. And I said, no, I don't do that. I individually take out grass models and put them on the ground.
Fuck.
And he flipped shit and said, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, because you will have them flying in the fucking air if you place a model on a model.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I look at it really close and pull it down to the ground and everything like that.
But what if you just hit the plant button?
I don't fucking know, dude. I will say that after I joined the mod tool...
You cut out. Is he gone?
It's gone.
Well,
we lost a man. Man down.
R.I.P. Flathead. So, Madgaz, I will just skip past him. He doesn't exist anymore.
But I'll add in on that whole foliage thing.
Okay.
Where you're saying where you're planting models and stuff like that. My technique, which I didn't even know that you could plant models and have random orientation and random size until I think it was when I even started it was the Christmas map, because Zero said, you can just plant snow models around the map and it would be like random size. Holy shit, I didn't realize that was an actual thing. So what I learned to do, I made a little country scene, make your terrain, the terrain how you want it to be and all that with your grass texture and shit like that. And then literally at the right-hand side where you have filters, untick the foliage models so you can't see them, but have it in game mode so you can still see them. Then you can literally drag and drop it till your heart's content and you're technically painting the landscape. And that way, no models will collide and nothing will like get bunched up on one another, and you'll not have like models on top of another. They will literally just stick to the terrain, and it's the best way to do grass and debris and shit like that. That's what I would say.
It's pretty good. Are you back, Flat? Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, so what are you saying?
Back when I first joined the Mod Tools Discord, I got, I was new to the mapping scene and I didn't know how to take criticism because I was like in fucking high school and didn't know shit. So I put something up and someone said like some really, dumb shit because, just the Mod Tools Discord, just that's how it goes. And I got pissed. I left the Discord and isolated myself like fuck away from that Discord.
Wait. Are you Shifty Gamer?
No, I'm not Shifty. That was so funny, by the way. I'm just gonna add that.
Yeah.
But
I just imagine he's
I
created
isolated.
an alternate identity where he's just like secretly lurking around somewhere.
Definitely, 100%.
He'll be there somewhere.
Yeah, and and eventually I rejoined the Mod Tools Discord, and people have found out so many new things about the Mod Tools that I never even would have dreamed of like doing. So I'm very much behind on my knowledge of the tools. So like these things about you can paint on like plants and things like that, and like a terrain painting and everything like that. I never knew about that. I'm so like in the past with the tools.
I learned.
Yeah, but I mean,
You can go.
no, go. You go for it. Go.
Alright. I learned myself everything I know about Radiant. I learned just by clicking on random things in Radiant. Like all my everything I know about lighting is just from me exploring Radiant, like going through all the menus, looking up through the keybinds, seeing what's there, and just playing with shit, mate. Just fucking with Radiant, and then you just discover shit. It's like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Right, Matt, I'm gonna weigh in on that because I would love to do that, but I don't know whether it's because when I was in alpha, when we did shit like that, you just click random buttons, it would kill things. There were countless times that I lost my map file from just trying a different technique or clicking a button and thinking, oh, what does that do? Oh shit, I've had that selected at the same time as clicking that. Yeah, let's delete my map. Oh, fuck. And it would literally delete your autosaves as well. It was like, the most broken program at the time. It was just fucking anything you did like slightly beyond what is like considered the norm within the settings, it would be like, nope, sorry, yep, delete. So me personally, I'm scared to press those buttons now. I'm terrified of it.
Fucking PTSD. I've had my prefabs just randomly like delete themselves. The prefab would just become nothingness. It's like, why have you done that?
Well,
to me?
That was the thing. Like I say, I would like load up the giant and I would get a prefab from the giant and drag it into my map. And if I'm forgetting exactly what I did to cause it to crash. Actually, hang on. I'll fucking load up the Reddit for fucking alpha fucking tools. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when I literally dragged a prefab into the map and clicked on it to edit the prefab or stamp the prefab, if I honest to God, I wish I could remember exactly what it did because it doesn't do it anymore. And that was one of them questions that I asked them to patch, and they did it. But a lot of people were like, well, that's not a big issue. I was like, trust me, when you got new people coming into the tools and they want to drag a prefab around or open up a prefab or enter a prefab, it just deleted your map and it deleted your autosaves behind it as well. So you're just like left there thinking, well, what the fuck? And your map would literally turn into just a prefab. I was like, oh my fucking God, what an absolute joke. But they fixed it, and I would love to know what the fucking actual issue was.
Have any of you run into degenerate brushes?
Oh, are you talking about when you cut one and you duplicate it and it just freaks the fuck out? Or is this a different situation?
It's where, like, you compile your map and it says in the log, degenerate brush at, the fucking entity info or whatever, coordinates. And if you try and save in a prefab that has those degenerate brushes, it would just crash Radiant. And I don't know how they're made. I don't know what makes a brush a fucking degenerate. But I was making a fence, and all of a sudden the brush became degenerate, and it was on the main level prefab of like the entire map of Berkeley Lane. So every time I tried to save Berkeley Lane, it'll just crash the fucking program. And to be honest, I can't even remember what I did to fix it. It just went away after time. So that's
I had
weird.
something similar happen back in World at War. I created a cylinder that apparently I wasn't supposed to create, and it freaked the fuck out, and I didn't know what to do, so I sent my file to... Fuck, I can't remember the guy's name anymore. He was super fucking big back in the day with World at War modding. I sent it to him, and he fixed it for me, and after about a year of not talking to him, he still had the file, and he actually gave it back to me. I didn't talk to him for a year, and he still had the fixed version with him, which fucking major credit to him, even though he never clears out his goddamn computer.
I'm the same. I've got thousands and thousands of files that people have sent to me, and I really should clear it out because my Radiant and my Ape is full of shit that I would look at, and it's like a broken model or a broken texture, and I think, just delete it. Just go through your files one day and delete shit. Yeah, ain't happening.
Dude.
Fuck that.
Dude, after I release Berkeley Lane, which would be never, but when it comes out, or I'll support it for 3 months, watch people play it, make changes based on that. But after 3 months, I'm deleting my fucking mod tools so I can re-download it and it's clean. And I can just install what the fuck I want. Because, bro, my shit's a mess. It's fucked.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh,
Mine was mainly when I did the Bunker 10 map, and I had people sending prefabs and model packs to go with their fucking rooms, and I was just like, right, okay. At the time, I didn't know what I was installing. I was just dragging shit into folders, and I was like, well, that didn't work. That was an absolute fucking nightmare. Now I've got like 4 versions of that one model, and all the fucking textures are duplicates. Like, fuck. And people are like saying, oh, just rename them. Just rename the textures. So I'd literally go through and rename the textures. So I've got like models upon models that are all the fucking same with all different name textures. And it's like, God, which one's the fucking stock version now? I don't even know which is fucking stock and which isn't. Or it's the best one when you rename a stock texture, and then the tools used to update like automatically without letting you know, and then it'd be broken. You'd be like, well, what happened to that model? Oh yeah, you edited a stock model. Fuck's sake. This is one that bugged me for so long, and no one could actually work out what I did. In Ape, if you're like creating a material, and let's say you just drag in, you just click to put in your material as a stock normal, like a base normal. What I did was I right-clicked. What the fuck? That's not even English. I clicked the little blue arrow to take me to that file, and I changed that file, thinking, well, that's what I want to change. I want to change that file to the one I need, and it changed every fucking model in the mod tools to the normal file that I replaced it with. So it's like in my map, and like, so like, say I was changing, I wanted a new, like a brick texture. So I loaded in, I went into Ape, found the brick texture, the material. I was like, right, I'll change it to my brick texture. So I would, instead of duplicating and deleting them textures, I would modify the texture, like the line where the texture was loaded. So it would literally be the normal file, instead of just being a base normal file from stock tools, it would be a new normal file that I dragged in, and it would replace every fucking normal file in the tools. So I remember loading in Fabrik, and like all my doors, all everything, all wood, all had this like fucking texture of bricks. I was like, what the fuck has happened there? And no one could work out. They're like, well, you must have changed that. I was like, no, I never did. I never touched it. And I was just like, I was defiant. I was like, nah, in denial. Just I never did that. I never did that. How the hell did that happen? So I'm pretty sure I left a comment in the Mod Tools Reddit, like, yeah, this is broken. I literally clicked one thing and it's turned everything to this texture. And I think it was PC Dev, like, had to get into a call with us, and he's like, go through your files, check that you've got the base normal map set for those images. I went, yeah, no, it's a picture of like bricks. He went, yeah, you've changed it to bricks instead of leaving it as a base normal map. I was like, ah.
Oh, you changed
so
the like $sign normal one that
Yeah.
every like pretty much every fucking model uses.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's hilarious, dude.
It was back when it was just fucking when I was retarded and I didn't know. I mean, I still do shit today, and I just think, why the fuck did I do that? Why the hell did I do that shit? But these are the things you'll learn, I suppose. But
Have you fucked with the text set devs, like trying to make your own material category and type?
no, I have not.
I've been trying to make my own material type, but I can't script a code for shit, and I'm just like guessing what it means and copying code from other things, and I can't get it to work. It's fucking... I don't know how Sky's done it. He's made his own fucking material type. I gotta talk to him about it, because he knows what's going on there, mate.
Yeah, I couldn't. Scripting, anything that related, not for me. I did a little bit of scripting a few years ago when I was in the GTA modern like forums and stuff like that, and I did very, very, very small amount. And even then, it was just mind-boggling because they used a different type of code, like C+ or some shit. I didn't know a thing. I still don't know a thing about scripting, and I never will. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, scripting actually like gives me a headache. It frustrates me every time I look at code. Like if someone sends me a file and it involves editing my GSC, I'm like, fuck's sake, now I've got to open scripts. I hate
that's not an issue. I don't mind that. It's when, like, I was forgetting who I was talking to now, and they were saying, I'll show you how to do scripting. And I was like, right, well, how do you know that function that you've just written, and you know what to add next to that function to make it do something? And how do you even know that function you've written is an actual function that the game engine will recognize? Like, say, pick up a weapon. They're like, well, yeah, you just write a function, player fucking pick up weapon. I was like, what, just like that? It's like, well, obviously it wasn't just like that, but it's like they would have their names, their terminology. I was like, yeah, but how do you know that terminology to write that? That's what I don't understand. Like, yeah, I could probably script if I knew the terminology that was used. I don't know. I haven't got time to learn it. Not now, anyway.
Back in high school, I took a scripting class just to do Black Ops 3. I dropped out of the class. I hated it so much, man. It was terrible. I couldn't do it. Failed the class.
How did you find out about Black Ops 3 mod tools, like that it came out just off like news and social media?
Me or Madgaz?
You, Flat.
Well, I played the shit out of Black Ops 3, and me and my friend Hank owned fucking superb weapon porter. He is amazing. Me and him were hoping that the tools would come to Black Ops 3, and one day when it showed up, as I said, popped up and fucking ran home for the tools. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I only bought BO3 on Steam because I knew mod tools were coming out eventually. But by then I'd forgotten about it completely. I was just playing CS, and I was mapping in CSGO. One day I'm just looking through my fucking friends list. I think this was a month after the tools came out, and I just see in-game Black Ops 3 mod tools. I'm like, what? Immediately just quit the game. Fucking literally disbanded my esports team at the time. I just fucked CS off, went straight into fucking mod tools. Because I was waiting for that shit, mate. Fucking
Yeah.
mean. But I didn't follow any social medias of like COD at the time, so I had
Me
no
neither.
clue.
There's a little story involved with it. I had a different Steam account. I was really just called Madgaz182 on my Steam account. I had Black Ops 3. This is one of my things. I've paid for Black Ops 3, I think, 5 times now. It's just insane. I literally, like, I bought it on the PlayStation. Yeah, sorry, no, I bought it on Xbox One. Then I got sent a promotional copy from Activision, which I've still got lying around somewhere, which is an absolute, just a white disc that says promotional copy. Then when I found out that PlayStation was getting all the DLC first, I was like, fuck, I've got to buy a PlayStation. So I went out and bought a PlayStation and Black Ops 3, then the DLC for that. So that's twice I bought it with all DLC. And then obviously then the promo version I got. So I didn't pay for 5, I got paid for 4, got 1 free. And then I got it on the PC just so I was thinking, yeah, we'll do mods. I used to play mods on Black Ops 2. And some guys like, oh, I've got this mod, this game engine mod that you can use to like just glitch around the maps and stuff like that. Because I remember watching Rad Austin. I was watching Reed, and he was doing like no clipping through the maps and shit. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that for Black Ops 3. And this guy I was speaking to was like, I've got this game cheat engine thing you can use in Black Ops 3. Just unplug your internet, don't go online with it, and you'll be fine. I was like, yeah, that's too much fucking work. I really can't be bothered to unplug my internet, because I can disconnect it from the dashboard, but it'll just reconnect again. Fuck it, I'll do it online. What's the worst that can happen? I'm going into a solo match on zombies. They'll never know. They'll never know what's happening. I literally load up the game engine, went in, and you had to change some hex values and stuff like that, and you get like unlimited guns. And actually, I made a video on my YouTube channel showing all the deleted weapons and stuff like that in Shadows of Evil. And I remember just playing it, having a blast. Think it was great. All these new weapons and stuff. And literally logged out of it. Next day, come in, you've got a VAC ban on Black Ops 3. Oh my fucking god! I was like, how the fuck? And I literally paid for the DLC the day previous. I had all the DLC waiting to come out. Didn't get it for that, and I was like, well, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely screwed. And then I think it was about 3 months later, I was speaking to Waka and Zeroid, and they were like, yeah, we'll put your name forward for the alpha tools of Black Ops 3. I was like, yeah, but I'm banned. I can't fucking do anything now. I'm banned. And I was speaking to PC Dev, and I was like, what do I do? Because my account's been banned on Steam. So I was actually using a game engine cheat thing in solo mode. He went, it's fine, you should be able to still play the tools. Nope, I couldn't get the tools, so I had to create a whole entire new Steam account, buy the game again, buy the DLC again. Fucking so much money spent on damn Black Ops 3. It's ridiculous.
That's fucking insane.
That's wild.
It is.
I'm still banned on Black Ops 2. Still triggered about that. Happened like 5 years ago or something. I don't even know. Probably longer now. I'll never get over it. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing, mate. Just randomly banned. Fucking PC Dev.
I don't know why in the last couple of years they've really taken game developers as a whole have really taken a stand against cheating, even in solo. Like, I'm not talking about multiplayer cheating, fuck that, fuck them, but in solo cheating they've taken a stand against that, which I don't fully understand. Death barriers, anti-cheat in solo games and things like that. It used to be that no clip was straight available in World at War. It was just, oh, you're in a solo game? Cool, have fun.
Could
Now
be,
it's, don't go outside the map or you're gonna get fucking ear raped.
could be a corporatization of games. They want to restrict everyone's ability to, fuck with it, unless you buy our microtransactions, boys.
And it also could be because it's turning competitive, like, a ranking system that you can spend money on to get better at, or you can cheat, So I guess they wouldn't want cheating if you're getting a rank, right?
Do you play single player games? Flat?
Not as much, not really. It's sort of fallen out of love for me, because to me, I play games nowadays just to play with friends, because it's a lot more fun. But I used to play only single player games, so not anymore.
What's everyone's favorite game here, other than COD?
Favorite game?
Yeah, other than COD.
Resident Evil.
Which one?
Oh, I would say either 1 or 2, but I absolutely love the remake of 2 that came out this year.
Yeah, I'm still yet to play that.
It's absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the best Resident Evil games I've played. They went downhill, I would say, after 5. I think this went crazy spiral off the course of like what fucking zombies and shit should be with all these different mutations and stuff. But yeah, Resident Evil for me.
All right. What
Are
about
we
you,
talking
Flat?
multiplayer here or single player?
Any?
Well, favorite game all time, Team Fortress 2. I have put over 3,000 hours into that thing, and I love the shit out of it. I still play it every once in a while. It's fantastic.
Nice.
I think my
I remember
favorite. You can go.
No, go. You're in charge. You're boss. You're king.
Alright, if we're doing it like that. My favorite game, it's probably CSGO. Almost got 4,000 fucking hours in the cunt. But other than CS, I'd have to say the entire God of War series. Oh my god. What a fucking game. All of them. Every single one.
Never played.
Same.
Dude, the story and just the gameplay is fucking... Oh, it's so good. But yeah, what were we
I'm
going
not
to say?
really a gamer. Yeah. I remember playing Counter Strike at school, in high school. So what we're talking, 20 years ago. Damn. And we were in the IT lab, and one of the IT technician guy had set up a local area network and stuck Counter Strike on it. And it was literally, you go for your lunch break and you're like, where you going? Oh, I'm just going up to IT to do some coursework or some shit. And you literally just play Counter Strike for an hour. It was great. It was the best thing in the world because at school they had the craziest fast internet. When internet was classed as like 56k modems, and then you had like the T1 and T2 styled internet stuff. They had T2, and it was like the fastest fucking internet in
That's
the
still
planet.
the thing. The T1,
Is
T2.
it really?
Thing. Yeah, well, they still use the
Fuck, I didn't even know.
terminology. Because
Right,
the
well,
school
they
I
had
went
that.
to has T4, it's called.
Ah, well, there you go then. So they had T2 at my school. That was 20 years ago, and we were like absolutely blown away by it because you could literally just download anything within seconds. I mean, you can still do that now with broadband, but back then, 20 years ago, that was just absolutely mind blowing. He has a little story. Like, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, folk, but probably listen to me talk all fucking the length of this
That's all right,
podcast. I apologize.
That's
I apologize.
It's good.
When see, when I was younger and I was at school, one of my friends, he was one of the first persons in our school to get the internet in, and he had the 56k dial-up internet, and we were like, fuck, it must be awesome to have the internet at home. You could do whatever you want. Oh yeah, I can download music and listen to free music whenever I want. And he had Napster. Obviously, Napster was a big thing back then. Napster, now it's shut down due to fucking Metallica. But anyway, so he downloaded a Metallica song, ironically, downloaded him Enter the Sandman, and you know, back then we didn't have CD drives, CD writers, and he stuck it on 8 floppy disks. He compressed it and split the raw file onto 8 floppy disks and brought it to school and put it on the school card drives. And we were like, that's amazing. That's like the best thing in the world. You've transported a song you've downloaded off your computer and transported it to the school computers by using 8 floppy disks. Wow. We were like blown away by that shit. I was like, imagine that now, telling somebody that story now. Yeah, I've got a song on a floppy disk. Do you want to listen to it? No. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, send me the Spotify link, you fucking...
Fucking crazy, man. Oh, it's unbelievable. I used to have a guy when I used to go drinking, like when I used to work like on building sites. After work, we'd always go for a drink, and there's always this one guy who would have ringtones on his phone of like bands and stuff. He's like, "Oh, do you want this? Do you want this ringtone?" I was like, "Nah, I've got this song in my house. Why would I want it on my phone?" Yeah, you listen to it. It's a 30-second clip of this song. Go on, I'll send it to you. Have you got infrared on your phone? I was like, "Okay, then infrared. Yep, go and turn it on." And it used to take like an hour to send a 30-second clip to someone else's phone. It was like, what was the point? What was the fucking point of it, really? I never used it. I deleted it straight away. Technology's changed.
It's crazy how far we've come with technology. I think we finally hit the point where it's slowing down the advancements. Because I remember when like CPUs would come out, each new generation would be like an insane improvement. Now it's like not even 1% improvement. It's like the same thing.
Marginal. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think they're just trying to release more and more and more to the market. It's like more of a case of like, for instance, I bought the new Ryzen 1700 processor when it came out a couple of years ago, and it still is pretty good. But then they've released like Generation 2, then they're going to release Generation 3. It's like, within the space of 3 years, you've released so many fucking CPUs. It's just like, is it really that much of a change year to year? I don't know. It's fucking insane.
From what I've read about how like our computers getting smaller and smaller and things like that, is we're coming to a point where we just, at least this is what I've heard, that we just can't make it smaller, where we're getting down to the level where it has to be quantum and shit like that, and that's a whole bag of worms, and how we're getting a cap to the point where we can't go any further, or else we're going to get into the multi-million-dollar supercomputers. So which is disappointing, because I'm reading the book about Masters of Doom, the guys that made Doom, and how like in a month shit would have like changed drastically. We made 3D. This is wild. And nowadays it's like, oh well, shit, you're 20% faster on your computer. You just jumped like 10 generations, and we're like, yeah, that's cool. the jumps aren't that big anymore, which is getting a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Talking about technology getting bigger and smaller and smaller. Years and years ago, I can say one of my first mobile phones was fucking hell. It was like the length of a shoe. It was this gigantic fucking thing. It had a pull-out aerial. It had one line of digital text. That's all you could read, one line of text. And I remember everybody saying, oh, everything's getting smaller, everything's getting smaller. And then for one of my birthdays, I got this small, tiny little fucking Alcatel. Oh, it was horrendous. It was a horrible fucking phone. It was a tiny Alcatel thing, maybe half the size of an iPhone now, like in height, and maybe 2/3 of the width. And back then, everyone's like, everything's going to get smaller. By the time you're in your 30s, you'll have an iPhone. No, not an iPhone. You'll have a phone or a telephone that you need to use a pair of tweezers to press the buttons, because the buttons will be so small and shit. And we're like, fucking yeah, everything's getting smaller. Then the iPhone came out and said, boom, yeah, everything's back fucking huge again because we need a big screen and stuff. So I'd say whereas PC stuff like that trying to get smaller and smaller, phones are getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and the fucking... I don't understand. What is the obsession with having the phone as thin as possible? I really don't understand that. Like, do you want your phone to be fragile and to break easy? Do you want no battery count? I'll never get that.
Why would you want it so you can break, or you can put it in your pocket and it bends?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you want to bend your phone?
Wasn't that the iPhone 7? The iPhone 7 or something?
iPhone 7. It bent if you put it in your pocket. I've got an iPhone 7, and thankfully it hasn't bent yet. I've had a couple of years now, so it should be fine.
I still have an iPhone 4S.
Damn.
I haven't dropped it once. Yeah, well, I haven't needed to upgrade, so there's no point.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, with the shrinking...
The slowness frustrates me.
What?
What frustrates you? The slowness frustrates me, so I have to upgrade eventually, or else I just go fucking insane.
Well, what phone do you have?
8. iPhone.
Wait, you have an iPhone 8?
Yeah, I believe that's it.
And you want to upgrade?
No. I'm saying I had to upgrade from the...
Ooh.
I think it was the 4 or the 5 that I had. I had to upgrade eventually because I was just going fucking mad how they just destroy their old phones if you don't upgrade. So
yeah, that's what they do. They upgrade the firmware and upgrade the iOS so it doesn't work on the older phones. It's like, fuck's sake, you're just killing off. Like, why do it? Not like, just give us support for your entire catalog of phones, and then maybe update it for the newer phones, but just leave the support there for the older phones. But they don't, they just kill it off, like I say, and they just destroy them. They end up being bricks.
Yeah, that's why jailbreaking is good. If you have an old phone,
yeah,
that isn't updated.
Installed.
Yeah, get that shit jailbreaking so you don't have to update. But yeah, fucking shrinking them CPU dies, going back to that. They've gotten to a point where it's so small that the transistors, when they try and have one on, the electron of it being on will jump to another one because of the quantum issue. So they've hit the physical limit with fucking shrinking that shit. Just wanted to throw that in there. So Madgaz,
Hello.
What brought you to the decision to release your perks?
Oh God. Oh God. You want the whole story or just a small story?
Do the whole thing.
The whole fucking thing.
Yep.
Because I wanted to.
Damn.
I'm kidding. I know. It was literally because I made the perks. I made the perks. I should stop saying I made the perks. I made the models for the perks. Other people scripted them. Even Banana Colada wasn't even my idea. I read some guy over on Reddit came up with the idea, and I was like, I love that idea. I'm going to make a perk machine for that, a jingle, helping along with some artwork, and we came together on the idea for the perk. So it wasn't really all my idea for Banana Colada. The other perks were, I made the models, put them in my maps, and then everybody was like, "Oh, can I use your perk on the map?" I was like, at the time, people were just releasing boxes. They weren't even spending like an hour to make a map. They would just load up the test map, stick some shit in it, release it. And I was thinking, do I really want the stuff that I've spent countless hours learning to model and make these models and get a scripter involved, record some jingles, like the effort that I put into making these models and perks? Do I really want them just to be stuffed into any fucking idiot's box map for them just to be like, yeah, I've got these exclusive perks and stuff like that. And that's the thing. If everybody had them back when Mod Tools started, the exclusivity of it in my map would be worn out. So I would like to think people play a Madgaz map to like see my perks and see like the custom stuff that I put in there. If all that custom shit that I had in my maps was in other people's maps, it kind of loses its charm a bit, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah, I get it.
I'm thinking now, I'm nearing the end of like being enthused by Mod Tools. Why not just release them to everybody? Because I've kept on them for like 2-3 years now. I think it's fair. Everybody's seen them in my maps. Everybody knows what they do by now. Hopefully, let them stick them into their own maps. And the funny thing is, when I did this, I literally released it on Tuesday or whatever the hell it was. One guy got it. He's like, yeah, I'll test them out. Boom, put them in a test map and uploaded it. I was like, for fuck's sake. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen in the day I released it. You did that thing I didn't want anyone to do, and you fucking did it.
I'm gonna look in the workshop, see if there's any fucking things with that.
That's fucking crazy. But yeah, they released. I've had to tweak them a bit and stuff like that, and they're out in the public now. So feel free to play them. I've still got one brand new custom perk that is in Atonement that I'm not releasing just yet. I may release once I release Atonement, but as of now, it's exclusive to Atonement. I don't know if anybody's seen it or played with it yet.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I just found a map called Helm's Deep. Looks pretty shit, and it's got your perks on it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Helm's Deep.
Yeah. It was just, I've held them on for so long, release them to the public, and hopefully people understand. Like, I got a lot of people, like, saying you're greedy and you're just keeping them there just for yourself. I was like, well, I did fucking make them. I did make them for myself and the community to play in my maps. I will release in my own time, and since I didn't have many people harass me for it for a long time, I thought, now's the time to release them. Not when people are demanding that I release them. Because, I don't know, it's crazy. I've had a lot of shit dealt at my way in the past. I mean, I've given people a lot of shit as well. Like, for instance, there was a big, massive stir going around where I was selling models that Treyarch had made. That was the one thing that got spread around. I was selling the stock models to people. I was like, how the fuck do you derive that from what I said? All I said was, if anybody wanted me to model something, make a model, yeah, I'll have to charge because it's time consuming. I can't do that shit for free.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you can't do that because it goes into Treyarch games. But no. If I make a model, that is up to them what they do with that model. They can stick it in a fucking a Unity engine. They can stick it in an Unreal engine. If they choose to stick it in Mod Tools engine, that's not my prerogative. That's up to them. They wanted to do that. So you can't say that I'm selling models that are going into the Treyarch game. I'm selling my ability to create a model for somebody, and they've sent me it. And it went on actually fell out with a few people on Twitter, one of the big YouTube guys. What the fuck was his name again? The guy who cried on camera when he had a massive shit ton of gear behind himself. And he was crying for money. What was he called?
I don't know. I didn't know about that.
There's so many of them, man.
Oh, God, he was literally crying, saying he couldn't afford to fucking work. And he couldn't afford to live. Yet he had a massive setup behind him. We were like, sell your shit. Sell your shit. If you're worried about your family starving to death, sell your shit. And he was one of them who jumped on the bandwagon saying, you're just selling perk models at Treyarch have made. You're selling models at Treyarch, man. I'm like, no, I'm fucking not. I'm selling my skills. Like if you got a carpenter to come to your house to build a table.
Yeah.
You would pay that carpenter because he's built that table. If you pick that table up and stuck it in a shop, you're not fucking, you know what I mean? It's hard to try to describe it, but
yeah,
fucking hell, you're paying for someone's services, not what they do with the item. God, that's a little bit rant. Yeah. Calm down. Chill the fuck out.
I mean, it explains the
guess
situation.
It's some wild shit that people can throw around in a day.
Oh, it's crazy. It really is.
All it takes is for one person to say something really crazy one time a long time ago, and people will go nuts over it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like the whole me and Ice Cream. I mean, I talk to Ice Grenade now, we're on good terms now, but I was a cunt. I was an absolute cunt to Ice Grenade. I don't agree with the way he maps. I don't agree with the maps. that's his thing. That's what he does. But I went about that the wrong way. But yeah, water under the bridge and shit like that. You got to grow from these things, I suppose.
Yeah, and I kindly disagree with Grenade with his maps, and he knows that, and we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, I think
I mean, some people will take it too far against Grenade. Won't name names.
What, me?
No,
I took it too far.
I think if you mention Grenade to this person, they will freak out. I think that is enough.
No, I know.
Yeah, so I won't name his name, but Harry Bird 21.
That's the one.
Alright, motherfuckers.
I've had many run-ins with Harry as well. That's a fucking hell. Oh god.
Did I love drama? I love drama because it's just entertaining to me. Like when other people are doing it, not me. I just
But
fucking
the thing is,
I read that shit like eating popcorn. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm the kind of the same. I've got this kind of narcissistic thing, like to fuel it just a little bit, just to see how far it spirals out of control. But I also think that many people on the internet are fucking wet blankets. They are so fucking scared and little snowflakes that if you say something out of line, they're like, "Oh no, hey, you offended me." So what? You're offended. What happens to being offended? You're offended by what? Well, just ignore it. Being offended doesn't do anything to you personally. You're just offended. You're not dying from being offended. Fucking hell.
I completely agree with that. And when it comes to like arguments, I never take sides just because someone's my friend or something. I would just
same. I'll always
just be objective with it. And a lot of people get triggered. They'll like message me like, "Dude, I thought you would have my back because we go like way back or whatever." It's like, "Nah, mate, you're wrong. You're retarded here, mate." Like,
yeah. My main gripe is in one of the things with the Mod Tools Discord, and I've said this for a long time. They always know it. Is the fact that they're so quick to shut down an argument shut down a discussion, which then further turns it into an argument. You can have a heated discussion with somebody and have a disagreement and pass it back and forward. But once the mods stick in and like saying, right, take it to DMs, it's like, why the fuck should I take it to DMs? What's the point of having an argument? If you're out like in public or anything, you're having an argument with somebody, you wouldn't say, all right, fucking take it in that cupboard. Get into that cupboard over there and do not come out till you've sorted it out. Say, well, it's an argument.
I'll be right back real quick.
You've got to get people's opinions into things, otherwise it's kind of redundant. If you're just arguing against yourself with another person, you need other people's opinions and kind of like insight to help an argument grow and like for people to understand other people's point of views. Otherwise, it's just two people arguing in a fucking cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I understand what you mean. That is like very accurate. Like in the public Discord, if you make a point and they're like, yeah, okay, you're right, then everyone is like, okay, this has been established, this works. But if you're in a private conversation, if you're in a private conversation and like they're just like, okay, fuck you, fuck off, you've just wasted like X amount of time doing nothing, and there's no precedent set, nothing's achieved. Yeah, exactly, nothing's done.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, that's why I think the whole go to DMs like this needs to be seen in public so people can actually see the caliber of like intelligence that some people have when they argue. It's kind of just they bring it in the argument and say, I'll take it to DMs just so they can just fucking rape you and say, oh, you're a fucking pedo. And you're like, what the fuck? How's that going to have anything to do with an argument? If you said that in the Discord, you'd be banned. How the fuck does that like constitute as like contribute of an argument because we're in DMs? You can just think you can slate us because you've got no fucking balls to actually do it in a Discord because you're scared of losing your precious fucking place in there. How the fuck? Honestly, fuck me, man. Like, people this day and age, they're fucking snowflakes and they're scared of getting their feelings hurt. That's the end of it. And I worry when some of these kids, I'm sorry if you're kids or whatever, but when you grow up and you go into the real world, yeah, fuck, you're going to get your ass kicked. Or really, that's what I think anyway. You've triggered me now, Furko. You fucking triggered me.
I hate how games these days, like, they censor so much on the online. Like, remember back in, like, MW2, MW fucking 1 or whatever? Yeah. The fucking lobbies and that, mate, everyone's shit talking like crazy. That was beautiful.
Oh, you could swear your fucking head off. You could have your tag set as anything fucking racist. Anything, not that I'm fucking encouraging racism, but you could have it set to anything you want and you would never get it fucking banned. Now you even type the word like fucking fart or some shit and it just, nope, you can't have that. It's like, what? I mean,
yeah, this text is prohibited.
Yeah, this text is prohibited. It's a 18 game. It's a fucking adult game. How the and the swearing in the game, but we can't have our clan tag as a fucking slight fucking volatile word. You can't have it. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, but
In a
then
game
people
where
have
I
super
can blow
graphic
a
emblems.
zombies- In a game where I can
Yeah.
blow a zombie's head into pieces and he can still
Yes.
chase me running around headless with blood squirting everywhere, I can't
Mhm.
have my name as the ball fondler.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
come on.
Hey, you can't even name your fucking classes whatever you want. No one else can see it but you.
That's another
fucking
thing.
dumb.
Yes, I can only say that, but yeah, fuck it. Someone might actually hack your account and look at it and go, "Oh, I'm offended by that word." Once again, being offended, you're not gonna fucking die from it.
It's like that argument where, like, oh, a robber comes into your house and they cut themselves on a knife in the kitchen. Oh, that's your fault. What do you mean?
You're going to jail for that shit.
Fuck, man, that's so ass backwards.
There's
Fucking manslaughter.
There was a thing in the UK a while ago. Some two guys robbed this farmhouse, and the farmer came out with a shotgun, killed one of them on his land, or he shot him in the leg and he died later in a hospital or some shit like that. He was protecting his wife and kids and his property, yet he went to jail. It's like, how the fuck does that? They
Yeah, I
were
think that's
burdening
where
his house.
America wins for that type of war.
But fucking crazy. I mean, you know, killing people is never right, but if you're protecting your property from people with weapons as well, they had guns on themselves. He fucking shot one. That guy later died in hospital. He went to jail. How was that fair? I don't fucking know.
Fucking
The
justice
world's fucked.
systems. But, you know, this is Zombies Workshop. Definitely about zombies.
Not real life. Oh yeah, we've kind of strayed a bit. We've talked about technology and fucking.
I should be
Let's bring
right.
it back around. Let's bring it back around.
Not bad conversation though, I will say.
Yeah, it's good, it's
Yeah.
good. Do you think, I'm just going to keep talking about Madgaz, because why not? Do you
Okay.
think Atonement will be your proudest piece of work?
Yes. 100% yes.
Do you find
Man,
that
there's shit in
satisfying?
this map right now. The stuff in this map right now that I'm testing. My God. I've never really been scared by zombie maps. When you get jump scares where you're like, fucking hell, what the hell was that? But there's certain elements in this map, there's certain features in there that generally invoke fear. Where I was like playing it and you just hear like little drones of music building up and building up. And you think, oh, fuck, what's happening? Something's happening. Something's going to fucking happen here. Shit. And then you actually physically see what's happening in the map. And I even though I've seen it being tested, I've seen it being previewed to me in a test map, it still looked fucking terrifying in a test map. Then when I put it into my map, I was like, oh, fuck, that gave me chills. I didn't like that one bit. It's like, it's not so much terrifying as in scary, like, oh, fucking hell, I want to cry. It's more
Offsetting?
intense. Like, yeah, you're like, fuck, I've got to get away from this shit. I've got to try and clear that area now before I die from it and whatever. Oh, yes, it is definitely going to be my number one map. I hope it does well on the workshop because I know workshop maps kind of aren't doing so great. But yeah, this is definitely my number one map. I've spent 18 months on the map itself. The script for the Easter egg is done. It's complete. Just waiting on the HUD to be set up in Luau or whatever the fuck it's called. Once that's implemented, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start thinking about releasing it.
How
it's
long do
looking
you
good.
reckon you will spend watching people play it?
I've give myself a good, I would say a month. I'm going to watch people for a month and then if no one solved any Easter egg, then I'll give hints.
Alright,
About a month.
I'm gonna, like, when it comes to my Easter egg, because mine's not gonna be complex at all. It's just gonna be like logic based, like puzzles, like Portal 2 type shit. You just look at the map, you know, there's the problem, there's a logical solution to it, and you got to figure it out with your brain, not just shoot some random rock with a pack a punch weapon in Revelations.
Yeah, I've got kind of logical stuff in mind as well. I think. I don't know.
I don't think my Easter egg would be that hard, and I just, if no one figures it out, I'm not gonna give any hints or anything. I'll just let
No.
people be confused if they can't use their brains.
Well, I've sent, I don't know if I sent it to you, Virgo, or not. I had a document that is part of the map, and I sent it to a few people who've actually streamed like custom maps recently, and I says, there's a hint. And now looking back on that image that I sent to people, it's not really an Easter egg hint at all. It really isn't. It'll not give them any hints to the Easter egg whatsoever now that I've played the Easter egg. I thought it would help them slightly. No. The stuff that I've sent to people on this document is already in the map anyway and freely just to find when you're looking around the map. So I think my Easter egg's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be complex. It's like there's certain things in it where I think, why would the player know to do that? But then I think to myself, well, I ain't going to give them hint strings. I'm sick of the whole idea, like, you go up to a door and it would say, oh, this door opens magically. I don't want to fucking know that. I want to know that there's something in that room. Like there's one room in Atonement where something is in there. It's glowing. It's spinning around. You know that you've got to get in that room, but there's no physical way to get into it. So you got to think to yourself, well, how the fuck do I get into that room? There's no hints. I don't want to give hints. I don't want to give clues that way. I just want people to try and work it out themselves. There is logical stuff involved. There is soul boxes. I know you hate fucking soul boxes, Virgo, without a purpose. These ones have got a purpose. Believe me, they've got a purpose. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Fucking, will people solve it? I don't know. Probably not. So I'll probably have to give them hints after day one. Especially when you get big YouTubers like saying, oh, I want to stream the Easter egg. Can you give me clues? This time round, no. Not fucking happening. I did that too many times in the past. And no, it's not happening.
I think it's crazy what some people can figure out. I reckon people will figure it out. Just give them a bit of time, because people go crazy over that shit. Like Easter eggs and that. I will spend like hours trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, they do. But honestly, this time round, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle for them. I really do. I'm hoping not, but...
What's that?
I was saying that there's an attitude right now from what I've experienced, a lot of people that play custom maps, that's it's not an official map. I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to figure out these things. I just want to play it. In which I think that is the most annoying fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, come on, man. Treat it like a map. Don't treat it like a 10-second short experience where you can just get in and get out. It's a map. I treat custom maps that are high quality like Treyarch maps. I will spend days trying to beat it if I have to. Because I think it's fun that way. But other people are like, no, if I can't beat it in 10 minutes, I don't want it.
I totally agree.
Piss poor.
Well, what's your favorite custom map, Flat?
Oh shit. Fuck, man. I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't played the custom maps in a long time. I can browse real quick and I'll find out while you guys are on the next subject. But honestly, no idea. It's been so long. Madgaz was definitely at the top of my list because like it was one of the first ones I played and really showed what the mod tools could do. The original one, fucking Fabrik. Yeah, Fabrik was at the time fantastic for what it stood for, and I loved it. But since then, nothing's really popped up in my head, to be honest. Like nothing's really like grabbed me and said like, this is high quality. Mob of the Dead Remastered was okay, but the whole drama behind that kind of ruined it for me. And no one else really wanted to play it at the same time, so I just kind of gave up on it.
I'll give Shifty Gamer props for one thing. His first fucking map was Mob of the Dead Remastered. And he fucking basically finished it. Yeah. For your first map.
Stop right there. Do you want to know? I've got inside stories to that to the extent where it could go on for fucking days. Shifty did very, very minimal mapping.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's lying on YouTube.
A guy called John Ford. John Ford, is he called? Yeah, John Ford. He did it. He did a lot, and I actually had some images that John Ford sent me because I was speaking to John Ford at the time of making. He went, "Oh yeah, I've sent him," because I sent Shifty the cell block that I made for Fabrik. I sent him that, and he used that to scale parts of the rooms off for his section of the map. And this guy John Ford made the starting room, and he said I was sending prefabs back and forward to Shifty, and he wouldn't get anything back from him. Then he'd say a YouTube video pop up saying, "Yep, I've been working hard on this map." That guy was like, hang on a minute, fucking hell. I'd spent fucking hours making that, and you've literally loaded it into your map, changed a few things, and claimed it as your own. he did that a lot. And this guy, John Ford, who's a great guy, he's a great mapper, he's absolutely stellar guy, was naive to Shifty. And when the whole thing came out, like I says, look, I did try and warn you. I did like say this is what was going to happen. I could see it a mile off that the way Shifty was going to go. And he was like, yeah, didn't see that one coming. He's a fucking asshole.
That's fucking fucked. That's really fucked.
Yeah,
there's some serious character flaws.
Massive character flaws.
Gee, no wonder why he ran away though. after that.
Oh yeah, he had to go. I've got a chat with him in Discord that I've still saved, where I was telling him issues with the map, and I was saying, look, the map is not ready for release. You've got these issues you need to fix before release. I'll help you do them if you want. I'll try and get some time together and spend detailing up some little areas and fixing some of the glitches that you got. He's like, yeah, I'll get around to that. Then the next day you release the map, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude. I was like, dude, you just released the map, and people were giving you hints. Even in his actual Discord channel, there was a list a mile long of things that needed fixing, and he just released it the next day, and I was like, you just didn't give a shit. You didn't give a shit. You were like, oh, I've got to get it out before I go to university. It's like, dude, fucking take your head out your ass. You ain't that big of a guy that anybody cares. I mean, fucking hell, look at it now. It's a joke. The whole thing's a joke.
Well, imagine if Sir Jammy rushed his map out before he went to university. Because he's still working on that now, while at university, while making another game.
Imagine if Jammy actually releases that thing.
That thing, oh my god, man. That is such a nice fucking piece. It is amazing.
Yeah,
the
fucking
London
Treyarch.
map, right?
Yeah, Old London. Treyarch and Infinity Ward offered him jobs for that. Off that.
Yeah, he said no.
That's crazy. I mean,
it's all to do with lighting as well. The lighting makes a massive impact on the map. You could stick his map into a default fucking prefab and it would look like shit. I mean, it would still look fantastic because his detailing is phenomenal. But I would say it's more 60-70% lighting that makes his map look as amazing as it does. And it does look amazing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and
have you ever seen those oh, sorry to cut you off there.
No, it's all right.
Have you seen those clips of lighting on a girl's face, showing it all the way around her head?
Yeah.
So half the time she looks beautiful, half the time she looks ugly as shit. Lighting determines the quality of a map majorly. That is wild. Never even realized that until a few years ago. That is some crazy shit. You are 100% right about that. His lighting is perfect.
Definitely agree. And he uses the gradient, which is orange and blue. Orange and blue lighting is key, and it makes everything look fucking awesome.
Everyone forgets about that. Everyone forgets what colors are.
Well, that's it. The best thing what I did for Atonement is I searched up color palettes and see which colors work best as contrasting colors, and I think I just kind of in the end just went, nah, fuck it. Because Atonement has got a yellowy fucking hue to it, and a lot of people said it looks like garbage, just like yellow sand.
Dude, I love it. Dude, the yellow and then
different.
The blue, that's the fucking super bright blue. It works really well in my opinion.
Contrast. Definitely. But yeah. Lighting is key.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say before, you cut me off, I can hold the thought. And then now that I've spoken a bit, I've completely forgot what the thought was.
So you couldn't hold the thought. Right.
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well. So...
Hey.
So you have Grit, Operation Loucher, The House.
Yes.
When are you making Madgaz Relations?
What about Studio 115? You missed that one from the list.
Is that a small map? Could you throw that in with the other ones?
It's tiny. It's
Is it?
half the size of Kino.
I thought it was pretty big.
Really? It's literally a staging area and then 2 corridors with fucking dressing rooms in them. It's my smallest map yet.
Maybe it just looks really big because of the vista, the big stadium. I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like it was pretty big. Oh, I mean,
When
that
I
as well.
make...
Sure. Just fucking whip them all together into one big map, mate. Easy.
No, not easy. Because the different... Once again, I've reinstalled mod tools that many times to save some files. I've changed so many stock files that those maps now, when loaded in, they just look like shit. I don't have the scripts for them anymore, and they wouldn't work. It'd be cool maybe just to stick the areas in there to run through and not have any scripted involved.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just the areas.
Well, one day. But that's what Bunker 10 was, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what do you think about that? The end result?
Shit. I don't even know what I was trying to do. I was trying to bring the community together after I got so much heat for slating people for not having detailed maps. I thought, bring the community together. And that kind of spiraled out of control as well because the voting thing was rigged. People were spamming the votes for their map to get put into the map. I was like, fuck, I don't want it to be full of box maps, even though it technically is a box map. And we changed it up, and eventually the people that got through, I don't know, the flow of that map wasn't that great. I could have handled it a lot better. Even for like simple things when people were sending a prefab, back then, I didn't realize you could actually enter the prefab and change stuff, because I had to add doors in, like perks and mystery box locations. I literally dragged all of the prefabs into their selected locations where they're going to be on the map, selected them all, hit stamp, stamped everything, every fucking texture, every decal, everything just went fucking misaligned. Oh, fuck. So I had to literally painstakingly go through every single room that people sent me and try and realign things the best I could. And to this date, you go into some of the rooms and it's like, why is that texture totally misaligned? There's a blood splat on the floor that is like a square. What the fuck? And I was just like, so retarded. I should have went into the prefab and did it that way. So looking back, yeah, it's not my best work. But then again, it's a community effort. So yeah, I suppose it is what it is. It is what it is.
Do you think it's possible for another community project?
No.
Collabing is fucking difficult, especially with multiple mappers. Me, Zella, Expicious, Joe Trocious. Yeah, that's it. That's 4 mappers, right? I was trying to get us to make like the best cheese cube map ever. And instead of a cheese cube, it was just a fucking restaurant about wine and cheese. I created the layout. I had the layout. And fucking... Nah, you can't collab on like fucking maps. It just doesn't work. Mappers and mappers, you can't map together.
Nope. I believe that. It's hard as fuck. It really is. It's difficult at times. One of my main things is when people are like in the Discord, kind of in the same vein, they're like, oh, me and my friend want to make a map. How can I work on the map at the same time he's working on the map? You can't. You physically cannot work on the same map at the same time. One person has to do something to that map for a certain length of time, send it to the other guy. He will then do his bit, send it back. If you're physically working on like the same map with 2 different map files, how the fuck are you going to merge them together to make one map?
Yeah, that
makes sense.
I had everything prefab, so we're going to do like a section each.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but
you've got to then, everybody's
terrible.
got to have the same assets and everybody's got to have the same packs installed. So if you drag your prefab into their map and they had something that you didn't have, you're like, fuck, now I've got to get the model from them. I've got to get the GDT file. Is it in the right location on my computer to register it? That shit is just painstakingly hard.
There was one time that I tried to collab with one person, and after it, I never did it again. Where I wanted to recreate Mule Kick in a new way, where it was instead on the D-pad where the gobblegums were. That's where you'd bring out your Mule Kick gun. I thought, oh man, that was a good idea. You could bring it out. You could see when you had your Mule Kick gun out, and it would go away when you die, and you could get the gun back when you buyed Mule Kick again. Bide, can't speak English. And I asked a guy to help script it for me, and he did it. We fixed it a few more times, and out of nowhere one day, he stopped talking to me. And I had a broken Mule Kick perk in my map, couldn't get rid of it. And that's another reason I can't collab, because like at any moment, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Someone just sent you a whole bunch of game files that only they know how to operate, and you're fucked. Your map is screwed.
That's one of my things working with scripters and stuff, and they're like, send a file, like, yeah, here's your script and that. It's like, all right, so what do I do with that, and where does that go, and what else do I add to this shit to make it work? You've just sent me a pack with shit in. That's why I love it, because there's people I'm working with at the moment. They literally create a pack and they like list instructions set with it, like this file goes there, this file goes there. You drag that fucking script.csc into the CSC file and all that shit. That they're the good people that you work with. It's like you say like yourself when they just send shit and you're like, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that.
Simbo's good with that.
Yeah, Simbo's great with that. A lot of the people are, but it's also touching on the thing where you're saying where you're working with somebody and then he just disappears and you're like, oh fuck, what the fuck do I do now? And this has happened to me twice now in Ochilon.
Yeah, with the dog rounds, right?
No, not that. No. I was working with Will Jones when he came into the tools and came up with these crazy ideas for the Easter egg and stuff like that. I mean, the Easter egg was different to what it is now, and he made lots of Easter egg, got it like set up and stuff like that, and just sent me a bunch of files. And I was like, right, cool. So I started adding them in the map where I thought things would go. and it was broken. It was dead. I couldn't load the map. It was crashing anytime I opened the door. It was absolutely phenomenally broken. So I was like, right, Will, this shit's happened. What do I do now? And nothing. No response. Nothing from Will. I mean, he's probably busy. He's probably life, stuff like that. But I was like, fuck, what do I do? And then for months, I was sitting there like, shit, I don't know what to do. No one's actually... I don't have a scripter. Nate Smith, he's gone off the scene. Will, who sent me all this shit, he's disappeared. And I enlisted, I think it was 3 different scripters to try and help get it finished. I know Jerry Gaiman was one of them. Divine Fury, he did the dog round. He scripted the dog round himself, even though he makes models. But he learned to script it just for the sake of the map. And that's one of the reasons why those dogs break. Not because of Divine Fury. It's more of the fact that we did not know what we were doing at the time. So we were just kind of patching things through. We stuck a boss in the map that we didn't even know how to work. And it still doesn't work the way it should have done. And that's the thing when you try and create a community project or you try and get people involved with your project and they leave halfway through, you're left with like half of a map that's done by somebody, then the other half that's done by somebody else. And the way it joins in the middle, there's always loose ends and never ties up properly. And it's hard as fuck.
And then you have like design philosophies where, and you know, architecturally, one side's a bit different.
That as well, yeah. When it comes to the mapping side of things, yeah, it looks differently to that.
But
I've had a couple of people.
Sorry, you're cutting out heaps, by the way. I think it's
I am?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my.
Well, you just started. It was doing it the whole time, but like it was really mild. It didn't really affect what you were saying, but just then it got really bad.
Weird.
Seems to be fine now, though.
Let's do it.
But what I was gonna say is, I did a collaborative project with someone in CS:GO, and it went very well because you can have the map files for CS outside of the root, which allows you to just have the .map, or in CS:GO's case, .vmvdf or whatever, in Dropbox. So every time you hit save in Hammer, it'll immediately just be updated to the Dropbox.
Oh, that's cool.
So what we did is I designed the layout because I have heaps of experience in playing the game, and then he did the detailing, and that actually went really fucking well. So
sounds good. That's the thing. It's harder to do things in mod tools. I would say it's not as easy as that. I mean, for Atonement, I've had a couple of people make a couple of rooms for Atonement. One was a local guy who lives close by to me, and he's seen Fabrik, and he's like, I want to make a room for your map. I was like, right. He has a prefab of the room. Boosh, detail that for me, please. And he did, and he sent it back, and it's phenomenal. It looks good, and actually fits in with the style. So I left that. But Will Jones, once again, was scripting for Atonement, and fell off the face of the earth. And that's when I just thought, fuck, Atonement is not getting released. That's it. It's done. I'm just going to close the map, delete it, done with. And until about 2-3 months ago, maybe, Planet, one of the scripters guys, he reached out and he's like, have you got anybody scripting your map? And I was like, nope, nobody. Went, I would like to give it a go. And I was like, fuck, I don't even know this guy. Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen? And honestly, I'm so thankful that he's came on board because the shit that he's made for this map is absolutely fucking astounding. It's Treyarch level. I'm just going to say out of there, it's Treyarch level. I should be employed by Treyarch. I need £1 million, please. Can I get £1 million, please, over here? Thank you.
Just fucking walk up to Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Loaded.
But nah, the whole thing working with people in the community, I mean, everybody's got talents. Everybody's got their own skills. But when you try and put it together, when we're all in different time zones and shit, it's hard. It's hard to try and get things to work smoothly.
The time zones suck. I fucking hate time zones.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I wish, alright, I'm 100% behind this idea. We should just eradicate time zones from existence, and we should just have Earth time. Like, who cares if it's 3 a.m. the sun's up? That's just what time it is on the planet. And everyone just has the exact same fucking time zone. Therefore, there's no fucking confusion. Because we're all moving towards the internet anyways. Everything will be online anyways. People work night shifts now.
How would you adjust to that? You couldn't adjust to it. You could not now, not in this day and age. I personally couldn't adjust to it.
Yeah, and who would we base it off of? Like, who would be like, your time zone is the time zone? No one would agree on that. Oh, it's America. No, fuck
no,
that.
That's not what I mean.
What about us?
Exactly, yeah.
Just pick somewhere random in the middle of the ocean for, like, the pivot point of 0 o'clock or whatever.
That one tiny island is really going to be on point, man.
Yeah. they're celebrating like, yeah, fucking great. It's 1 o'clock. Yes, it is. The sun is up. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everybody else is like, it's pitch black, guys. I can't see. Okay. I like the idea, enthusiasm, but it's weird. Huh?
Oh.
What time is it for you guys, by the way?
It is 12 UK time.
AM?
Yeah, evening. Afternoon, sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking, it's 9 p.m. here now.
It's 7 a.m. for me right now.
Where are you from, Flathead? You're like America, right?
Yeah, East Coast America.
East Coast. Yeah, where's that?
That's like Florida way, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of, but we're more north than Florida. I'm like, middle of the country, sort of, on the East Coast.
Okay. Alright, well...
I'm East Coast.
That kind of wraps it up then, because over time we are. So thanks for coming on, boys. It's a good episode.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's fun.
Alright.
I'm going to go take a shit.
Nice. I'm actually going to go to the shops before they fucking shut.
Yay!
We don't have 24/7 stores here. They will shut at 10 p.m. and it's very fucking annoying.
Really? Not like you have a giant Walmart or Asda, whatever the fuck it is, and you can go there 24 hours?
Nah, mate. Everything shuts at 10 p.m. and doesn't open until 7 a.m. So, if you don't buy your shit by 10 p.m., you're just fucked.
You're fucked. Yeah. Yeah, I feel for you, dude.
Alright. Well, cheers for coming on again. You can find all these cunts in the description, always. The socials, everything down in the description. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.